Listeria monocytogenes causes listeriosis outbreak. So in 2020, the CDC, along with the FDA, called for a food safety alert and a recall of Anaki mushrooms that were linked to a listeriosis outbreak. The Listeria monocytogenes is the causative agent, and this outbreak occurred from 2016 to 2020. This is Listeria monocytogenes on selective agar. This is wild Anaki mushrooms growing, and these are cultivated Anaki mushrooms that look similar to the ones that were recalled. This here is a gram stain of Listeria monocytogenes. It's a gram-positive coccobacilla. It produces beta-hemolytic cotyledonase on blood agar plates, and this is just a photograph of the bacteria itself. This investigation confirmed 36 cases across 17 states, 31 hospitalizations with 4 deaths, and 2 fetal losses due to pregnancy-related Listeria infections. The product was recalled. The Anaki mushrooms were recalled. Listeria monocytogenes is a gram-positive bacilli, and it is the pathogenic bacteria that causes listeriosis. It's one of the most virulent foodborne pathogens, with a 20 to 30% fatality rate in high-risk individuals. It's approximately responsible for 1,600 illnesses and 260 deaths annually in the United States, and it ranks third in total number of deaths among foodborne bacterial pathogens, with the fatality rate exceeding even that of Salmonella species and Clostridium botulinum. It has the ability to grow at temperatures as low as 0 degrees Celsius, which allows it to grow very well in your refrigerator and invade your food. Then you eat it and you become infected and ill. This is another gram stain of the Listeria monocytogenes gram-positive bacilli. Depending on the individual, listeriosis symptoms differ. Pregnant women usually suffer from fever and other flu-like symptoms such as fatigue and muscle aches. However, these infections during pregnancy can lead to miscarriage, stillbirth, premature delivery, or life-threatening infections of the newborn. And as this investigation showed, there were 2 losses of fetuses. Other people, symptoms usually include headache, stiff neck, confusion, loss of balance, and convulsions, in addition to fever and muscle aches. These are cooked Anaki mushrooms that you would ingest and become infected. This is some more photographs of Listeria monocytogenes. Symptoms for invasive listeriosis usually start 1 to 4 weeks after eating food contaminated with Listeria. Some people have reported symptoms starting as late as 70 days after exposure or as early as on the same day as exposure. So this can be variable. In June 2020, after a lengthy 4-year investigation, conclusion was made the listeriosis outbreak linked to Anaki mushrooms appeared to be over. So beginning in 2016, there was a multi-state investigation conducted by the CDC, public health and regulatory officials, and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration into the outbreak of Listeria monocytogen infections that were linked to inoki mushrooms. The epidemiologic traceback and laboratory evidence linked and labeled inoki mushrooms that were distributed by Green Company Ltd, the likely source for the outbreak. Green Company Ltd is located in the Republic of Korea. This is another photograph of a Listeria. If you click here on the epidemiological traceback link, you can find out more information about that. Public health investigators employ what's called PulseNet system to identify illness of this outbreak. If you click here on PulseNet, it will give you more information about what it is. They use DNA fingerprinting on Listeria bacteria isolates. A standardized laboratory and data analysis method called whole genome sequencing. If you click here, you can find out more information about what that is. Whole genome sequencing provides specific detailed information about the bacteria causing the illnesses. WGS informed investigators in this particular investigation the bacteria isolated were very genetically closely related, meaning the ill-presenting population of this outbreak likely share the common source of infection. More pictures of Listeria. This is a map with the state distribution of infections and the number of infections per state. This is a chart with the same information, the state and the number of illnesses in the state. Beginning November 23rd, 2016 and extending to December 13th, 2019, Listeria specimens were collected from patients presenting with symptoms of listeriosis. A total of 36 people across 17 states were reported infected with the outbreak strain of Listeria monocytogenes. And this was as of June 9th, 2020, when this statement was made that the outbreak appeared to be over. The outbreak infection in people age ranged from less than 1 year old to 96 years of age, with the median age being 67. 58% of the ill people were female. 31 people were confirmed reported hospitalized. There were 4 deaths reported, 2 in California, 1 in New Jersey, and 1 in Hawaii. There were 6 pregnancy-associated cases that were documented, and as we said before, in pregnant women, it can cause fetal loss, and 2 of these cases resulted in loss of fetus. This is a photograph of cultivated inoki mushrooms that are similar to the ones we recall. FDA recall. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued a recall of the inoki mushrooms from 3 different vendors. These 3 different vendors had the common supplier of Green Company Ltd, which we said was located in Korea. These 3 vendors were Agency Food Incorporated, Juan's Mushroom Company, and Sun Hong Foods Incorporated. And if you click on each of these, you can find out more information about the recalls for these companies and these companies as well. This is a chart of some more detailed information about what state each of these vendors were distributed to, the retailers that had the mushrooms, even the barcode used to scan them when you buy them in the grocery store. You can click on each one of these and find out more information there as well. So the listeriosis linked to Naki mushrooms was concluded in June of 2020 as being over, and a recall was issued for the mushrooms believed to be linked to the outbreak. Then in August of 2020, the CDC issued an investigation notice, and along with the CDC, other health officials began another investigation into Listeria outbreak believed to be linked to deli meats. It is an ongoing investigation, and there is not too much information just yet. This link right here will link you to the page, the CDC page for this outbreak, and you can read more details about it. Obviously, this is my works cited where I got my information from, but each one of these you can click on and it will take you to the page listed below and give you more information about this outbreak linked to Naki mushrooms, the one that is ongoing linked to deli meat, the FDA page for the mushroom listeria outbreak, as well as a Wikipedia page for more information on what Listeria monocytogenes is and more in-depth information. It also gives you more about symptoms and ways to prevent infection.